Yeah, we needed it. You know, especially after watching the last couple of games, the intensity had to come up, and that's what we talked about beforehand. Because now it's like 6 days and only a couple practices and a couple games to get ready. You know, we got days off mixed in the next 6 days, so um, we stressed a couple things that we wanted to like get to work on and compete against each other with to help make each other better today, and I thought we did that.
Is there a physicality? We were just kind of commenting up here, but like guys are maybe trying to be a little bit more physical in the same way you see in the game.
Yes, yeah, because like I think it's we scored 3 goals, 5-on-5 in exhibition so far, and gave up 13. So number one, we've got to be able to defend teams that are playing hard offensively, and number two, if you're getting checked hard on the defensive side of it, you got to be able to make some things happen under pressure and under game situations. We haven't done that yet. So, no, granted, again, like we haven't played all of our guys, which typically can make more happen under those circumstances. But as a group and as a whole, and after all the cuts like this, like we're getting down to it now. So like we have to improve over the next 6 days and get our mindset right, and that means challenging one another in practice.
When you have that 5-on-5 discrepancy, is it, can you attribute that to trying guys in different positions, trying different lineup combinations, just the makeup of the team?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, like because like when I take every individual like that's played through the course of exhibition, there's a lot that I like. Right, like I thought OC. I seen what I needed to see out OC. Competed hard. Colton was the same way. G the same way. Like a lot of our guys. Kelly's done a nice job. You can kind of go through the list. Matt Kamiko at times last night. So I think that's why I don't want to read too much into it. There's a lot of guys that played in all those games that aren't here, and they're not here for a reason, right? So whether they're just not ready or they've established themselves as probably a good call-up person and a good option. Lots of guys had good camps, but if they're not ready, like we got to get it down to the guys that are. And obviously with those struggles that we had, you kind of look at the games that and all the cuts that were made. Some of the guys that are still here is because they deserve to be.
When you look at the, we talked about this earlier, Cam, but like bursting goals last year, but 15 through 16 goals again. Are there some areas that, you did like your deep dive into last year where you said, well, we have to be better at this and bring up the goals against?
Yes. Yeah, significant ones. Rebound, scoring chances against, protecting the net front, the amount of blocks we have in the D zone, our rush coverage took a slip. Our rush coverage, tracking, reloads have always been a staple of our game. Like we were top 5, top 8 for years and years and years. Last year we dropped to 16th, right? So you want to keep pucks off your net as much as possible, prevent rebounds when it starts up the ice. And then, D zone coverage, scoring chances against last year, we were 8th, but yet 19th in rebound opportunities against. So even though we're doing a good job away from our net at times, when the pucks do go there, we have to be better. Yeah, he's good as of now. He's on the bike right now, actually. Everything checked out. So just kind of precautionary.
As much as we, I think, probably focus on Val and Arturi and Gabe, like what they'll bring to you offensively, Val and Arturi are two of the probably better two-way forwards in the league. That you almost worry about what you're going to miss with them defensively.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why we're stressing the things we're stressing. Not number one, just because even with them in the lineup last year, our numbers weren't great. So we have to shift our mindset and put more importance on our checking game. Not that we didn't try last year, but we just never got there consistently, right? So we're gonna start day one, and it's my job to make sure I'm holding guys accountable to do the right things. And if we want to win, we have to build that part of our game. And those guys are like excellent defensive players in all 3 zones, so we'll miss them as well. But when you get them back, if everyone else is dialed into it, and as you get a stronger lineup in, then your game should even improve from there.
Obviously, a lot of roster spots open. Do you feel like you've had enough forwards step up, or you've been happy with the guys that have been competing for spots?
I wish there was more. Yeah. But that being said, I think to be fair, like some guys took huge steps. Steinberg, okay. Well, I loved his camp. I loved his game again last night. I don't think there's a roster spot there for him right now. I think he has like he's a young player. He's made huge strides. If he can like make another half stride or half step in his game and keep building that consistency and keep working on his game, then he's a guy that could play for us someday. But he's now for me like built himself into a good recall player, depending on the opening we have in our roster. You know that you go into it with a lot of hope, and I wish some guys would have stepped up and elevated their game more, and they just didn't. And some guys have. I guess we only need 3, right? So if we get 3, we'll be pretty happy. But yeah, I think deep down we need 3 guys to play right away, and if that's all we get, then that's all we get.
Why was it important to practice conditions for Casey like that, hiding in the years, and I know you're in the game now, and gradually seeing gameplay of some of these other players before seeing them play?
Well, because I don't want to like be too quick to judge the players that we may need to come play for us. You know, so every veteran that I play, then it's another opportunity missed for one of the kids that's trying to fight for their jobs. And the games early in preseason usually are easier to play and against not as stiff a competition. Like the last couple of games, like we're going on the road, I'm sure we'll play a team close to Vegas's full team in Vegas, and we'll play a team close to Utah's full game in Utah. So you have to be able to have success against, you know, a lot of the younger players and American League players if you're going to do it against the NHL guys, right? And I think Casey came in great shape. He's ready, looks great in practice. I love everything I'm seeing. Most of our guys play 2 to 3 games as veteran guys. He'll get the last 2, which are the most important 2, to kind of gear him up for being ready. So I don't have any worries about him being ready. And you know, I wanted to evaluate all the other guys to see who we think really could go in on that line and help them. You know, and if there was nobody, then the last couple of games I'd need to elevate guys that are already with us into those spots. You know.
How much does having Casey for the full year, and then maybe whenever your team is actually full, but just having Casey compared to what you had?
It's huge. It's huge because I think he was a good player for us when he came, and yet I think he understands, and we understand that he's still got another level that he can get to. You know, I got a lot of confidence in his ability to take another step this year.
How exciting was that? You got a kid like Casey, and that kind of like resets the average age of your core a little bit. You guys didn't get someone who's in the back nine or you got someone that's still moldable.
Yeah, no, I think like you get him with like almost the perfect amount of experience, right? He's an established, really good player in this league, and a guy that can produce points, but can play on the defensive side of the puck and is responsible. He sort of fits that age group where like we can still continue to grow with him. We can get him with a little bit of term. I think all that's really important, you know, especially when you're trying to build a championship team. The more guys you can have sort of coming back and returning and taking strides in their game, the better off you're going to be.
With the injuries around, we talked about this during preseason, do you still expect your top players to go out there focusing ahead? Or do you kind of want them to maybe pull back a little bit because it is still preseason and just to be a little
I think we have to get to as close as we can to regular season here in the next 6 days. You know, like if you're more than likely to go get hurt when you're out there tiptoeing around and playing it safe. Like if you're playing an aggressive style, a physical style, it's what you play all year long in 82 games. Sure, there's some risk to playing exhibition games, but ultimately you need to practice, you need to live fire reps, and you need to be ready to go for opening night. And there's no way really to do that if you're just practicing. You know, like you see Brandstrom go down today. Like if you're going to practice hard and compete hard in any type of drill, you have a chance of getting hurt even in practice. It's maybe, you know, less likely than in a game, but my belief is you go play the right way and play hard, then your chances of getting injured goes down.
Your last one, Fred?
Yep. Thank you.